Court has said is that they will reverse this decision. If you listen to the pronouncement of the Supreme Court effectively, that is what they are trying to do. And they bring in the issue of there can't be a by-election. Where does this come in? Where does the issue of the by-election comes in? What if somebody dies? God forbid. If someone dies, what happens?
They'll resurrect them.
So they should be consistent. And I'm very worried about the Supreme Court, especially the Chief Justice. Look, this notion that she's getting too political is gaining ground. And I think that she can do better by allowing the system to work effectively. There are equally serious cases there. And when it appears to be going against the government, the slow pace at which they handle the cases is worrying for some of us. Because the Supreme Court should be the last bastion of hope. They should be as independent as they can. I'm telling you, my brother, if you want to do a proper survey and check whether the view about this current Supreme Court, that's what he's saying. And I think that the Chief Justice should be very worried about the reputation of the Supreme Court. You see, this situation is turned into a political game. Let's face it. Look, I'm a politician. I can try to defend this side or defend that side because based on Speaker Bagwin's ruling, the MPP loses their majority. If you want to be objective, that is the core of the issue. It's not about the Formina MP or not. At least the Formina MP has even left as an independent candidate and now officially joined the MPP.
Which is very clear in the Constitution.
And it's clear in the Constitution. His is even more clearer. He was an independent candidate. He is no more an independent candidate now. He's the candidate of the MPP. Mm-hmm. So what's the Supreme Court trying to tell us? Look, let me make it clear. As a member of Parliament, the Supreme Court can engage in judicial review, but the Supreme Court cannot direct Parliament as to how we conduct our business. And in that house, we are masters of our own rules. And so if you make a certain determination at the apex court, don't just assume that it will just flow like that. And that is the consequence we are seeing. Their ruling was that if the MPs are not allowed to sit, it will affect government business. I'm telling you, government business has been affected. Government business as it stands is halted in Parliament. And looking at the situation now, I am very, very convinced that the MPP wouldn't have any vote there. Because if you listen to the independent candidates like Cynthia Morrison and co., I'll be very surprised even if they come to the House to vote with them. They will not. And based on our numbers, it is obvious that they won't have their way. So rather than stepping back and negotiating and engaging each other so that we can find an amicable solution, this Supreme Court idea will not resolve the issue today, it will not resolve it tomorrow. I think that what the leadership should do and what the president in particular should be doing is call the speaker, call the leadership quietly behind the scenes, engage them, possibly reach out to the opposition and see if we can have some middle ground to attend to some urgent government business. But if you think because you find favor in the Supreme Court, you would always rush there, I bet you it won't work today, it won't work tomorrow. Because we are members of Parliament and we know how to operate in that house. The Supreme Court does not operate Parliament. Parliament operates and functions on its own. And let them continue to rule the way they are ruling. And let's see who would win and who would lose. Thank you.